continue. Those who are late will just join us, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay, so this is what the question that I want us to discuss, guys. Let me just zoom a bit. This question is based on the subsidiary journals. To be specific, I'm going to focus on the cash book receipts. Like I said before, our test 2 will comprise of cash book receipts, cash book payments, and the petty cash, together with the ledger accounts and the trial balance that I'm going to show you. The trial balance is not that difficult. Okay, so again, guys, let's make sure that we understand the basics. So for now, remember, I told you that when we are dealing with an exercise, we must always make sure that we highlight the most important information. Okay, so this is what I told you before. We need to make sure that we highlight the information that is very much important. So who can tell me here? I just want to highlight, check this question. Which information? I can see some of the, by the way, this question was the previous paper. Can you see? Never mind here. Can you see here we have got 14%? Please, let's change it because it was a previous paper. Let's change it to be 15%. Remember, currently our VAT rate is 15%. So we're going to use 15% instead of 14%. Are we together? Like I said, this was the previous paper. Who can tell me, just for, just to involve you in the discussions, who can tell me which other information do you think it is necessary for us to highlight? So you can write on the chat and say, please highlight this information. I'm going to highlight as you tell me. Okay, think about which information do you think I need to highlight so that by the time when I start recording, everything makes sense. Okay, all amounts include VAT. Yes, I agree with you. This statement is very much important. Yes, thank you so much for that, Mikele. The month of March, yes, it is true. The month of March, where is that month? Yes, the month of March. Thank you so much. Perpetual, thank you so much. Perpetual here, I agree with you. Perfect. Thank you, Ongama. Thank you, Mikele. Thank you, Gabby. And then what else? The most important thing that we need to, the markup is going to be 100%. Thank you so much for that, Laken. So before we forget, can we quickly analyze the markup for us? So I want us to analyze this markup so that we can understand better. How will we analyze this markup? You can write it on the chat. So remember, we've got costs. Thank you so much. The markup, thank you so much for that, Mikele. It means when we want to calculate cost of sales, we're going to say 100 over 200. So what you can do, just for those who may be a little bit lost, so we can just say the cost price like we've done before. Remember, we can just say, I'm going to use abbreviation, cost price, because the markup is on cost. The cost price will be 100%, remember, because the markup is on cost. And then we will say, okay, the MP is going to be 100. Thank you so much for that. And then the selling price will be, remember, you don't have to do this if you understand them better. Okay, I'm just saying you can do this. It's going to be 200. Can you see now? So make sure that you know how to analyze. And then the way Mikele just shown here, you said 100 over 200. Obviously, if I'm looking for the markup, I'm going to say 100 over 200. And then again, if I'm looking for the cost price, it depends. I think you know how to use this. Okay. So this information is very much important. Before you can continue, guys, let's make sure that we analyze the most important information. So guys, now I'm going to switch over to the next so that we can be able to understand better. Okay. I hope that you downloaded this question, guys. Please make sure that you download it if you can, so that you remember with our system, when I move on to the next page, I won't see the information from the previous page. Can you see now? So I want you to make sure that you've got a question in front of you so that you can be able to follow. Let me see, yes, if everyone understands what I've been trying to highlight. Thank you so much, Mikele. Thank you, Ongama. Thank you, Laken, Gabby. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that. Others, what do you think? Do you think you understand? Dante, thank you so much for the response. Let me wait for others so that I can see if they really understand or not. Because if they don't say anything, I'm going to ask them some questions and they will tell me which section do they think they don't understand. Okay. Let me check those people who are here so that I can ask them some questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Now, these are transactions. I think you know by now. So what we need to do before we can go and record, remember I said the focus today is only going to be on the CBR. And I'm going to show you some little bit of accounts. Okay. So remember, who can tell me how many subsidiary journals do you think we have? I do remember we did discuss about this in our face-to-face session. So I just want to know how many journals do you think are there? Please write on the chat for me so that I can understand if you're still following, okay? Before I can tell you how many journals, please can I see on the chat, just tell me how many journals do we have? McKay say 8. Who supports McKay? Let's see who supports. Who supports? Do you think perfect Laken? So we have got 8 of them. So we have got 8 journals. It means when you are writing a test, it will mean that these transactions will fall within those 8 journals. So before we can go and record, I want us to quickly highlight which journals do we think we are going to record. As you can see here on the first, I do have a journal, the information. They say the additional cash contribution directly deposited into the business bank account. Where do you think I'm going to record this journal, please? This particular information. In which journal do you think I'm going to record it? Remember, we're just highlighting for now. So they're about 8. It means this transaction will fall within GJ. Okay, McKay say GJ. Okay, let me wait for others so that we can see what do they think. Because I want to see 16 people give me options here. Otherwise, I'm going to call your name, guys. I can see some of us are not involving ourselves. So please, others, tell me what you think. If you support Michaeline, just say you support. If you don't support, tell me which one do you think is correct. I'm going to give you some time. Ongama supports. Let's see. Let's continue. Laken supports. Okay, I'm waiting for about 17, 18 responses. Ongarawili supports. Let me wait for everyone. Everyone is going to tell me here. Dante supports. Tenet supports. Let's see. Who else supports? I'm going to wait. Thank you. Andy supports. The Chokonolo supports. Jaden supports. Let me check others here, guys. I can't leave them alone. This one is important. Jaden support. Let me see who else. Asavela, what do you think? Fortunate, what do you think? Fortunate says Hamza, what do you think? Hannah, what do you think? Ilan, what do you think? Support, thank you so much for that. Yes, Reese, what do you think there? On Karabile. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for the response, guys. I really appreciate that. You all support. The only person who needs to decide whether to support or not is a man of my caliber. Huh? So a man of my caliber does not support you at all because the cash was received by the business. So this is the cash contribution. So it means the GJ cannot be the correct one. I give you the last opportunity to change your answer. Where do you think I must record? Because we received perfect Macaulay, we will record under CBR. Remember, CBR stands for the Cashbook receipt. You can still call it cash receipt journal. I do accept that. I hope that you are following. Be careful, guys. Because it's cash contribution. Remember the notes that I gave you guys? Please go and make sure that you go through those notes. Only if it was something else other than cash, I would agree with you. You would be correct if you said GJ, because that thing is not cash. So you must be careful whether the contribution is cash or non-cash. Write it down, even though I gave you notes before, write it down. So if it is non-cash, is then that you say GJ. If it is cash, you say CBR. I think now you know. Any questions? Are you all following? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the response. Now you know. Can you see they can trick you in the exam? So don't make that mistake. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I wish you can write tomorrow. So when they ask you to a record, please be careful and check whether you are receiving or not. Okay, let's try number 2. Credit sales. Number 2, as you can see, it says credit sales of trading inventory. So where do you think we are going to record this one? Please, I'm going to wait for you, and then let's try, guys, and I will correct you immediately when you are you gave me the response. Okay, let me wait a bit. Gabi said DJ, Fortress DJ. Thank you, Asavella. Thank you, everyone. I do agree with you, DJ. Remember, DJ stands for the data center. Thank you so much, guys, for the feedback. Thank you so much. What do you think about the 8th? On the 8th, cash sales of trading inventory. Can you see now? Now we've got cash sales of trading inventory. Where do you think we can record this one? On the 8th. Thank you so much, Makale. Thank you so much, Hamza. Thank you, Fortunate. Thank you, Laken. Thank you so much, guys. You are correct. So we will go to the CBR. No problem. No problem. What about the one on the 12th? I know now it's starting to be boring now, but let's just talk about it. The 12th says we sold inventory on credit. Where do we go? I know the answer, but it's CBP. No, but I think the 12 for me looks the same as the second, guys. Just check the 12 and the second. Come on, you can't change now. Why do you change? It means the previous. Thank you so much. The answer is DJ. Can you see now? Because you are selling inventory on credit. I think you are following, guys. So please make sure that you practice and know what to do. On the 13th, trading inventory sold on the 12th of March was returned. We did talk about this. So if we sold on the 12th, but now they are returning, where do we record? Thank you so much, Hamza, for that. You are correct. Remember, guys, I told you that you need to know these things. So can you see in the test, I know that your test is based on the Cashbook receipts, Cashbook payments, and petty cash. It doesn't mean that they're only going to give you the transactions that will be recorded in those journals only. They can give you a mixture of transactions. So out of those transactions, you need to be having a skill of how to identify those. Can you see now? So make sure that you record. So it is DAJ because the customers are returning back to us. Unless if we were, as a business, we were returning back to people from whom we bought on credit, it would be CAJ. Can you see now? So you need to understand that. On the 21st, what do you think? Tell me. On the 21st. CBR, I can see Hamza said CBR. Who supports us? Thank you so much, guys. You are on fire. Remember, the haters are seeing flames. I do agree with you. Thank you so much, guys, for that. CBR. Any questions so far, guys? Is everyone okay so far before I go to the next? Remember, guys, note this information because when I move to the next page, this information will disappear. I'm going to ask you which information to record. Now, I move on. Thank you so much for that, for the feedback. Thank you so much. On the 24th, where do you think we are going to record, please? 24th. Rent received from Dixon. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. You are correct. So I'm going to say CBR. This is what you must do when you're writing a test. Okay. What about the 25th? Where will I record the 25th? Sales of trade sales of trading inventory. Thank you so much, Hamza, for that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ongama. Thank you, Ngarabile. DJ. Perfect. And now we are on fire. On the 26th, trading stock sold on the 25th returned. Obvious. Tell me, where do we go? Thank you so much, Hamza. Thank you, Hamza. Ongama, thank you, Ngarabile. Thank you so much. DAJ, okay. What about the 26th? Received a check from Zook Traders, part payment of the account. Hamza, you are on fire. Thank you so much. It's going to be CBR. Okay. What about the 27th? Thank you so much for that. CBR once again. I hope that if you don't understand, you're going to ask. And what about the 30th? We granted a discount. Remember, if you check the notes, we did talk about this before. The discounts will go to GJ, okay? So this is where we are going to record the discount that we grant, the settlement discount, okay? This is a settlement discount. So guys, can you see this is the skill that you need? So if you've got any question, please let me know before I switch over to the next one. So make sure that you've got this question with you guys, or maybe you can take a picture of this. I think some of you may have been taking pictures. So take a picture so that when I ask you a question, you know where to go. Because now I'm going to go back and record. But now I must go to the next slide so that I can know the requirements. This was a previous paper. Can you see the requirements? They are asking you for the debtors journal. They're asking you for the debtors allowances journal. Can you see the importance of knowing where to record? They're asking us about the GJ, general journal. They're also asking us about the cashbook receipts. Remember, these journals, we still have to know them, but we still have to know them after test number 2, but we must know them at the moment. I don't want you to wait. But remember, our focus will be on our cashbook receipts. So this is our requirement. You see, let me highlight this. This will be our requirement. So we are going to focus on the CBR. Can you see now? So all the information that we said CBR will come to the journal. Okay. So as you can see on the next page, this is the CBR that I'm going to use. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to go back to the information. Okay. So I'll see if maybe I can manage to maybe give me a few minutes so that I can be able to populate this here. Let me see if I can, but no, I think because you've got a question, I think you will be able to help me with that. So I'm gonna go back to the first one, but I'm only going to go back once because I'm not gonna. So you all have this information? I think you all have this information, and again, we did highlight the fact that with this one, we need to go to this. Can you see? So the first one that we said is going to be recorded. We said on the first. Guys, please take a picture of this. Those who don't have the question, I'm giving you a few seconds. Take a picture. Let me make it bigger a bit. Take a picture of this, guys, please. Those who don't have. And also take a picture of the next one, because I'll need this information. Because I'm not going to go back and forth. So just take a picture so that when I record, you know what to do. Do you all have the question with you? Did you take the pictures? Did you download? Let me see. Yes. 16 yeses. So that I can know that I can continue. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 people said yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now majority said yes. So I'm gonna go now and record, guys. Remember the first one, I'm gonna ask you the first one. You have to record the first one. Please tell me, what will I record under source document? Please tell me. So tell me, what must I write under document number and the date? Okay, obviously the date is the first. I'm gonna write the first. The first, thank you so much for that. I appreciate Laken and everyone, the Mekale. And then I'm going to put BS. Can you see now, just like that? Okay, so you must write, just write only the first, okay, because of the space, BS. Guys, I think you understand the meaning of this BS, ne? Don't confuse this BS with something else. So this means we got it from the balance sheet, not the balance statement, from the bank statement. Yeah? This means bank statement. BS. Okay. Now, who can tell me what? Thank you so much, Ongama. So, who can tell me what must I record under details? Do we know the name of the owner? I think so. Let's go and check the name of the owner. The owner was J Hill. So we got money from J Hill. Can you see now? Perfect. Thank you so much, Laken. J Hill. Hey, just like that, guys. Remember, I said this folio at the moment is not that useful. Please stop me immediately when you are lost. Okay. So now, how much is the amount? The amount is 151,200. Where will I record this amount? Please just try. Where will I record 151,200? Who can tell me? Where, which column or which columns? It doesn't matter. Yes, remember Dante, before we go to the bank, we must first go to what? We must first go to, is it 700 or 600? Let's see, 200. Remember, we must first go to, before, I prefer that you, before, the bank must be the last thing that you transfer to. That's what I prefer, guys. Make sure that you put it in the analysis for now and don't go to the bank. So before, I want you to transfer to the bank as the last thing. So where else do you think I must record this 151,200 apart from the bank? You can tell me? Try, please. Remember, we did this in class. And I trust you. You don't forget easily. Sundry, Macaulay, Laken, thank you so much. You are correct. Under sundry details, I'm going to record. What must I write under sundry? Thank you. Please write capital, because sometimes they can penalize you if you say capital contribution. Just write only capital. It's an account. So guys, folios on what I'm going to talk about the folios by the time when I talk about the trial balance. Okay. So for folios, for now, I'm going to jump the folios. Obviously, how much must I record under amount here? Because I must record something under amount. You can tell me what must I write under amount? Thank you so much. 151,200. Don't you think that I forgot VAT? I'm just asking a question. Don't I have to calculate VAT? Did I forget? Asavela said no. Who supports Asavela? Thank you so much for that. So Asavela, I agree with you. No, thank you, Laken, for that. Thank you, because remember, we cannot tax cash. So capital in the form of cash is not vettable. Can you see? But if it was something else, we're supposed to check whether that something is vettable or not. So I like the fact that you remember. Don't calculate VAT, because I know that most people will calculate VAT by mistake. Remember, guys, I said which column? Okay, which column is the main column, and which column must always include VAT if VAT is applicable? So which columns do you think I must go and include VAT at all times, wherever VAT is applicable? Tell me which column must I write that I must include VAT. I'm just checking if you still remember. Ungarabile said sales must include VAT. Do you agree with Ungarabile? I'm going to wait for this one. If you agree with her, no problem. But if you don't agree, tell me which column. The question was, which column will I always include VAT? Remember? I told you that there is a column or columns where you must always include VAT. So what column must you always include VAT when you record, if VAT is applicable? Laken said bank. Laken, you said bank. Why bank? Because you are correct, Laken, because bank is the main account. Guys, now you disappoint me. Remember I told you that day, or maybe you were not in class. Come on. I told you that you include VAT on the main account. Remember, main account goes to analysis because whatever comes to the analysis goes to the bank. So you include VAT here, and all the other columns I said exclude VAT. Guys, you are disappointing me in advance. You are disappointing me in advance. Don't you remember this? Here there is no VAT. Here you exclude VAT. Remember I told you these things. Guys, you're not my favorite anymore. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. You are not my favorite anymore. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm angry. I'm hurt. As you do this in the test, you're gonna lose marks. I told you you only include VAT on the main account. I told you that bank is the main account. Don't you remember? Didn't I tell you this? Tell me if I'm wrong. I want to see on the chat. Didn't I tell you this, guys? Be honest. Did I tell you this? Yes or no? Yes, but I'm here to remind you. Can you see now? And I'm going to remind you again and again and again until you say, Sylvester, stop it. It is enough. I'm telling you, if you don't tell me, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to remind you every day. I wish you were part. Guys, I do have a group on Facebook. Ne? That group is Accounting with Sylvester. So please, if you want to join there, because when you join that, you can ask questions at any time, guys. Did you hear what I said? So if you want to join my Facebook group, it's written Accounting with Sylvester. Go and join, and that will help you to ask questions at all times. Can you see? So you are welcome to go and join it. Okay, no problem. Now you know, now you understand, guys. The question is, can I calculate cost of sales? Can I calculate cost of sales? No, because there is no sales. I'm not dealing with sales. Remember, thank you so much, Michael and Laken, for that. So because as long as I don't have sales here, guys, perfect, Michael. Very. So I'm telling you, the reason why I'm asking this, guys, is because you know that I told you that I've been around for a long time. I've been lecturing here at Varsity Coach for a long time. And I told you that I'm the non-current asset for this business. It's because most students, every time they see an amount, they go and calculate cost of sales. Please do not do that. You only do that when you see sales. Okay, let's go and record the next one, guys. The next one is on the, let's see, on the 8th. Who can tell me? Okay, I know the date is the 8th. And then we said, what will be the details? Who can tell me what will be the details? The 8th. Okay, let me see the second. Maybe the second, I skipped the second. No, the second we said DJ. Remember, we said it goes to the data's journal, so I can record in the CBR. Are you okay, Makele? Yes. Thank you, Laken, for that. You said DCS. Let me see if we can find that. DCS-24. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for writing it. You make my life easier if you write everything on the chat, guys. Help me with that. So please, the date is the 8th. And then I'm going to write, thank you so much for that, DCS 243. Thank you so much for that, Laken. And then what must I write under? Okay, you can write that, but remember I said I prefer you to write something there for me. You can write P-Storm because you know that you recorded, you have got P-Storm. Who can tell me what if I didn't know that it is P-Storm? You can write P-Storm or you can just write, remember I told you, you can just write cash sales, okay? Because next time they will decide not to give you P-Storm, as you can see, cash sales, okay? Or P-Storm, I'm gonna give you a mark for that, Laken. And then let's see, are we fortunate a question supposed to include VAT under, no. Fortunate, no VAT under, under sundry. No, you don't have to. And okay, obviously with 151, remember capital in the form of cash is not VATable. You cannot tax capital in the form of cash. So, but let's say for example, this capital was VATable. Again, you were supposed to take out VAT. So the sundry will always be without VAT, like I wrote here. Don't make a mistake. Ne? Do not calculate VAT. So for capital, do not calculate VAT at all. I hope you're okay, Fortunate. No problem. Let's go to the amount. Give me the amounts, please. Which amount will I record where? So tell me, we've got a cash sale of how much? Of 137,940. Where must I record that? 137,940. Where must I record that? Makalen said, oh, thank you so much for that. And Laken, yes, you are correct. Let me check the amount, 137,940. But before we record that, remember we forgot something. I told you that if we didn't finish, sorry guys, let's go back to the first one. The first one that we did is not complete. Who can tell me why? We didn't finish the question. Tell me why is the first one not complete? Because I can see we didn't finish it. We just went to number 2. No, we can't use the markup here because we are not calculating cost of sales. Yes, Makalen, we were supposed to transfer to the bank. Can you see we didn't transfer to the bank here? But before I transfer to the bank, I must do something. What must I do to show that I'm ready to go to the bank? There's something that I need to do for number 1 to show that I'm ready to go to the bank. What must I do to show that I'm ready to transfer to the bank? Thank you so much, Macaline, for that. You need to go and underline. Can you see now? By underlining, it means that you are ready to go to the bank. Okay. So I'm going to come here. That is the mistake we made. 151. Can you see, guys? Don't forget that. So you must always underline, okay? Because that is the only transaction on that day. Remember how we use this, okay? Yes, Lane is because this is the only transaction on the first that came to the Cashbook receipts. You are correct. So if we had 2 transactions, I was supposed to wait, record it first here, add them together and transfer them to the bank as a total. Remember the same way I showed you that day. You are correct, McKay. Okay. The amount for the one on the 8th, it was 137,940. 137,940. Okay. So this is what I have. Remember, I said let's wait. Let's make a bank to be the last column to be transferred to. Okay, where else must I record? Who can tell me? This amount is for, okay, it's cash sales. Where else must I record it and how? McKay said, sundry. Do you all agree with McKay? Or McKay? Let me see if you agree, guys. Okay, please, if you don't agree, that tell me, what must I go? Where must I go? Laken said cost of sales. Yes, I agree with cost of sales. Where else must I go? But cost of sales for me, I think you must do. McKay said cash sales, there is no VAT. What do you think? Yes, Asavella said sales. Yes, I must go to the sales. And where else again? Where else? There are columns here. Just tell me, for you said sales, I agree with you. You said cost of sales, I agree with you. Yes, Asavela, you said output. Remember, sales is vetable. So we need to calculate VAT first. But it doesn't mean that you can calculate VAT first, guys. Yes, the VAT is included unless specified. So in other words, this 137,940 is including VAT. So now I want you to calculate VAT for me. That VAT is called output VAT. Can you see now? So who can tell me how am I going to calculate this VAT? Or give me the amount of VAT first. Calculate the VAT for me on this 137. I'm waiting for VAT. I told you how to calculate the VAT the other time. So I'm waiting for the VAT. Thank you, Fortunate, for that. Fortunate, I'm just gonna put it here. Thank you so much. We use 15%. Remember when I started here, I wrote on top there, we must use 15%, not 14. I changed it when we started, okay? So we must use 15, not 14. So please, thank you so much. I can see I've got two answers from Fortunate and Ongama. Okay, I'm gonna put the correct one. It's gonna be 17,992.17. Okay, please make sure that you know how to calculate the VAT that you had to calculate, okay? And 15 is that, yes, you are correct. That's the correct answer. So this is the correct answer here. Just to show you how we can calculate it, we can say 15. Remember, the VAT is included, okay? VAT is included. So you can do that, okay? That's how you can calculate it, okay? Hopefully you can see the handwriting there. So sorry, the color is not that visible. So that's how you must calculate it, okay? So you remember if the amount, so guys, this is 115. No, it's not 11. I just made a mistake. It's 115, not 155. So I'm just gonna do this. Is 1, okay? Is 115. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Let me just cancel it completely like this so that others cannot be confused. I meant 15 divided by 115. Okay, that's what I meant. So that's why the answer is this one. Okay, are you all following, guys? Can I see on the chat? Yes, 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 yes. So you must know when to use 15 over 115, and you must know when to use 15 over 100. So if the amount was excluding VAT, you were supposed to use 15 over 100. Okay, or again, if you struggle, analyze the way I've been showing you before. So now it is easy for us to find the sales. Why do I say it is easy? You just have to take the amount of 137,940 and you minus the VAT. So you will get what? Sales. Can you see the sales must exclude VAT? In other words, this amount, we need to exclude VAT to find the sales. How much do we get? So if you say 137,940 minus 17,992, how much you get? Thank you so much for that, Asavela. Thank you so much. I appreciate Dante. 119,947.83. Thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated. Okay. Sorry, guys. It went. Remember, I was not meaning to write under the amount. It's just that the amount is a little bit longer. That's why it is under sales, not under amount. Okay. So now it means, remember, the minute you see sales, I told you this is the sales. You must calculate the cost of sales here. Please find the cost of sales for me. Using this amount, you must use 119 for cost of sales here. I'm waiting for the cost of sales. McKay said 5997. Yeah, let me write it down. Who agrees with McKay, please? So the system now doesn't want me to write. Yes, I'll write now. McKay said 599. 973.92. Yes, I also got the same. So I hope everyone. So if you don't know how to get it, let me know in the chat. So because others are not doing anything here now. So I want you to tell me if you don't understand. I don't want to waste time, guys. If you don't understand, I'll write the formula for you. But if you understand, it's okay. I move on. Okay. Any question? Guys, I remember I showed you how to analyze the markups before. You are looking for the cost of sales now. Remember the formulas that we used to write. So if you use the formula there, you will end up having this. Guys, remember that topic, you still have to learn that. So don't forget to, because you can't memorize here. You must just remember. Remember, this is what you must use. Remember when I started, I analyzed the markup for you. Cost price is 100. Markup is 100. The selling price was 200. So it must be 100 over 200 times this amount. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Can you see now? So you must go and analyze the way I've been showing you before. Remember, guys, that topic for markups is still part of the test. So if they give you the markup percentage and they say find the selling price and find the cost price, you must know how to do that. You must know how to come up with this 100 over 200. It's not going to be given to you there. We took it from, remember, we used to put question mark there. I'm looking for the cost price, question mark there. Go and practice those things, guys. So make sure that you know how to do that. Any question? Okay, guys, if there's no question, let's go to the next one. The next one was on the, please help me, 21st. Please help me, 21st. On the 21st, what happened? Please help me on the chat. Please help me with the source documents. Please, everything. Let's divide. Let's share the responsibilities. Thank you so much for that. Just the source document is going to be, I'm gonna put source document first. Thank you. GSC245. Thank you so much for that, guys. And then under details, Maya. Yes, you can write Maya, but I prefer to write, because next time they will end up not giving you the, just write cash sales. I prefer cash sales, guys. Always write cash sales. And then the amount was, can you see once again, because I talked too much. Let's go back to the 8th. We didn't finish. Can I underline? Because I talk too much, sometimes I must stop it. So I think we can underline here. We always forget. And transfer. Maybe 137. Please remind me next time when I forget. Because when I try to transfer, explain a lot. I think you understand the reason why I underlined. Okay. There are some messages there. Let me see. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 31920. Let me see. What is this amount for 31920? Yes, is the bank analysis. I think so. Thank you so much for that, Dante Enongama. 31920. Okay. Guys, if you are sure that this amount is the only amount on that day, you can just underline so that you cannot make a mistake, okay? But I'm going to underline by the time when I transfer. So where else must I go from here, guys? 131, you said 31920. Where do I go from here? So we can find which one first? Yeah, sales and VAT. Let's find VAT first. Please find VAT for me. And now you know how to find VAT, ne? I showed you the first one, so you can do the first. Can you see the minute you know, you do the first one, the other one will be. Thank you so much for that, Michael. So let's start with VAT. Remember, you know how to do it now. Just give me the amount. It won't change the way you calculate because it's the same exercise. Calculate the amount of VAT for me. Ongama said, and then Michael, okay, 41. Thank you so much for that, guys. 163. Guys, I think you know how to calculate this. The same way we calculate the one on the 8. It's the same way. Do it, you'll see you find the answer there. And please find the sales for me. Thank you so much for that. Remember, you must ask if you are lost. I'll advise you what to do. 756.52. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate. Sorry, guys, it went to the other line, so I meant sales. So now we can find cost of sales the same way. Can you see now? It's the same exercise. So find the cost of sales for me. I guess Mekele, you meant cost of sales. Ne? I'm gonna write it down here. Who agrees with Mekele for on the 13? On the 13. Thank you. 878.26. Listen now. So again, it's the same way. You're gonna use 100 over 200. It's the same exercise of this amount. Can you see now? And then for VAT, you say 15 over 105 times 31920. So can I underline, please? Or must I wait? Can I underline or must I wait? Okay, I'm going to underline because you said I must underline. Thank you. And then I'm going to transfer it. Okay. Please don't forget when you are doing 3. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Michael. And then 920. Yes, it's not difficult. I'm telling you, I can see some of you maybe are still struggling how to calculate output VAT. Please, you must. Can you see the reason why I use 15 over 115 is because it's including VAT. Okay. So I said 100 over 200 because I analyzed the markup. So please go and practice that. Sorry, let's continue to the next one. The next one is on the 24th. Please help me with the 24th. On the 24th, thank you so much. Laken, what do you mean by saying add cost of sales? Where do you think, just try to rephrase your question. When you say we must add cost of sales to what? So that I can explain. No, remember, Laken, this cost of sales already is part of that. It's part of that 31920. You cannot add it again. So 13,878 is part of the sale that you see here. Can you see now? And this sales is part of the amount that you see in the bank there. So don't add. It's already added for you. Don't add that. Ne? So you just have to put it like that and leave it like that. Okay. Thank you so much, Leke. Thank you for that. Thank you, Ongama, for that. DCS, please, what must I write under details? Do we know from whom we received? Thank you so much for that, okay. It's not a cash sale, ne? It's not a cash sale. It's this is it's not a sale. Remember, if you can read them carefully, there's the rent income. So there's an amount of how much is an amount of 13,680. Where must I record it? Where must I record 13,680? Okay, Macaulay said rent. Thank you so much. I agree with you, Macaulay. There, I'm gonna say 13,680. 13,680, and then rent. Laken said I must take rent to sundry. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna come to because there's no column for it. I'm gonna say rent income here. Thank you so much for that. And then Laken said the amount is 13,620. Do you all agree? Do you all agree or you don't agree? Please let me know. Laken said the question is this vettable or not? So if it is vettable, I must calculate VAT. Is rent income vettable or not? Yes, Gabby. So please find VAT for me, Gabby. Thank you so much for that. I need VAT for that. Thank you so much, Fortunate. Thank you, Macaulay. Macaulay. So okay, let me see. I'm gonna write it down, guys. Remember, if you don't understand, you stop me and then I explain to you. So again, the same formula, you're gonna use 15 over 115 because this amount is including VAT. 13,680 is including VAT, so you're gonna say 13,680, you multiply by 15 over 115. You're gonna get this, okay? Thank you so much, Ongama. And then it means here the rent income will be, how much the rent income now? Obviously, the rent income must be the difference between the amount including VAT and VAT. Can you see now? So the reason why I say you must always start with VAT is because if you know this column, you just take this column and you minus this column, you get whatever you want to get. Okay, I can see McKay said Laken. Okay, the 11895.66. Okay. Remember, you just have to say 1368 minus this one. So you always minus VAT to find the other. Can you see now? Yes. So this is just a formula that you must know. Okay. This includes the whatever you're going to record here. Okay. Can I underline, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much. I'm going to underline. Thank you. And I can transfer. Ne? Thank you so much for that. I appreciate. And I'm going to transfer 1368. Okay, that's how we do it. Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you, Laken. So, can you see it's not that difficult? Just be careful because you can make minor mistakes. And after the 24th, we said the other one was on the 26th. Okay, please help me with the information there. We received check from Zook Traders on the 26th. Please help me. Thank you so much for that. On Gamma 26th. Hopefully, hey, I'm running out of space, but it's okay. 26. Thank you so much, Ongama, for that. It's DR 429. Do you know the name of the guy? Please try to find the name of the guy for me. I think it was the business, which is Zook, ne? Zook. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm just going to write Zook T, ne? I think you understand. And where will I record the amount of which column? Must I record the amount of 112,840? So Zook is paying his account. Zook traders are paying their account. Analysis, thank you so much. What is the amount once again? It's going to be 12,840. And then where else must I record? Who is Zook to us? If you can know who is Zook, he's paying his account, so I must go somewhere. Yes, McKay is a debtor, so must I calculate VAT? You said it's a debtor. Can I calculate VAT first, or must I just record as it is? Must I calculate VAT? Laken said yes. Ongama said no. Well, please others say something. Gabi said no. Jet said no. Yes, thank you so much. Professional said no. Thank you. I agree with you. Because remember, I told you, write it down again, guys. Write it down. Payment on account, no VAT. I told you. And again, remember here, I showed you here, I wrote on top here so that I cannot make a mistake. So I advise you guys in the exam or test, when you are writing, write these things on top so that you cannot make a mistake. Can you see already? I know that as long as I come to this column, which is data's control, I'm not going to calculate any VAT because VAT was calculated by the time when I sold to them on credit before. Can you see now? So do not calculate VAT as long as you come to this column. Okay. I hope everyone is following. The next one was on the 27th. If I'm not mistaken, please help me with the information. I'm just going to squeeze it here on the 27th. I'm going to put it here, 27th. Okay. Please help me. Thank you so much for that, McKay. And then I'm going to put GR or DC. Ne? Thank you. S247. And then what will be the details? Let's see. I said I prefer something, remember. I said, remember for sales, I said, please, preference must be given to cash sales. But if you write the name, if you know the name, you write the name, okay? But I'm going to write this because I know in most cases, they don't give you the name of the person. I will give you that. But it doesn't mean that you are incorrect, guys, by giving me C. Hardy. No, you are correct, but I prefer this. And then please tell me where to put an amount of 136,800. Where must I put that amount of 13? Thank you, Laken, for that. Laken and Ongama, thank you for that. Let me just double check. 136,800. I'm gonna put it here. 136,800. And then where else must I record? Is this VATable? Can I calculate VAT? If so, calculate. If not, don't calculate. Yes, Gabby, you're correct. Output VAT, perfect. Please find the output VAT for me. The same way we found the other VATs, okay, VAT amounts. $17,843.48. I hope you agree with Fortunate and McKay. Thank you so much, guys. And then please find sales for me. You can find sales now. Easy like VC, as you can see. Thank you so much for that, Mikula. I'm going to put 118,956.52. Please find cost of sales for us. Cost of sales, 45% on selling price. Cost of sales, guys, you said is 59. How did you get that, guys? Let me see. How did you find that? Just show me the calculation there. Before I put it down, I just want to check if you still remember. No, just go back to the question there, guys. You can't just read again. Remember, it's not 100%. For this one, it's not 100%. Just read. They gave it to you next to that. Just go back to the question there. Because when I read the question, it says they gave you the markup for that. Can you see the tricky thing? Remember, the 100 was only for the transaction on the 25th. And the transaction on the, can you see now? But for this one, they said 45% on selling price. Can you see that? Double check, recalculate. It's 45%. I'm gonna wait for you. Fortunate got 65426.09. If you support Fortunate, let me know. Fortunately, you are correct. Yes, you are correct. It's 65426.09. You may ask a question if you are lost. Otherwise, I continue. Once again, on the 26, guys, you know that you didn't tell me to. You know, guys, I need teamwork here. You must tell me to transfer. 1, 2. Thank you, McKay. Yes, you say 55 over 100. Remember, the markup is on selling price. The markup is on selling price. Guys, I'm worried. You forgot how to calculate the markups. I explained before, the markup can either be on the selling price and the markup is on the cost price. So please go and practice those things. I'm worried about that because they can ask you in the test only to calculate those markups only, not to transfer here. So if you don't know when to use, you must analyze, guys. Now, because of time, I'm not going to be able to analyze and tell you how to find 55. Can you see now? Please go and analyze that. So you said, like McKay said, you must take this amount of, let me just change the color here. You must take this amount, can you see there? And you say you are going to use 55 over 100 times 118,956. Okay, that's how we found it. Okay, so please make sure that you know how to analyze. Okay. I think I can analyze. And we transfer to the bank. Okay. So the next thing that you must do, you need to add. Remember, I told you to add. I think that was the last one. Let me check. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, that was the last one. So what we need to do, we need to go and add. Remember, I said we must add all the columns except analysis. So you must always do that. You must always make sure that you add all the columns except. Can you see now? Except what? Analysis. So under analysis here, you must not do anything. Don't at all. Don't make a mistake. Can you see now? So you can add everything there, and then yes. So, but because of time, guys, I think you can edit yourself. Can you see now? You can add everything yourself. So you can just add all the figures. You get the total sales. You get the total VAT output. Total. So you just have to add all the columns where you see the amount. Exclude analysis. We don't add analysis. Okay. So I identified something today. we are still not sure how to calculate the markups, of which is going to affect us a lot. The markup can either be on the selling price, and the markup can either be on the cost price. Analyze for those who still struggle. Let me use the 45%. So if the markup is 45%, and then they say the markup is on costs, the markup is 45% and the markup on costs. So I'm going to write it here. If the markup is on costs, they will always tell you. I told you that they will always tell you. Can you see now? This is how you will analyze. Please don't be lazy to analyze. It will help you a lot. Let's say I'm using 45. So the cost price will always be 100. That's what I told you before. And the markup, let's say I said the markup is 45. Okay, you put it there. So the selling price will be 145. You see now? That is when the markup is on cost. But when the markup is on selling price, it will be analyzed as follows. The cost will be 55. I think you remember this, guys. I was shouting that I don't know how many weeks I was using this. And the markup is given. Okay, I told you how to do that. Do you all remember this? Can I see on the chat? Can you see? Do you all remember this? Can I see yes, 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 no? I want to see how many, 18 of them. I'm the 19th one. And thank you. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, everyone. As a Dante. Thank you. Let me wait for others. Fortunate. Thank you so much. Can you see where did I get my 55 for that one? For the one that we said 55. Remember the other one we used 50. Because remember, you must ask yourself a question. I think here maybe ourselves questions, and at the same time we are answering ourselves. We're not crazy. This is the technique. You ask yourself a question. What is your name? Okay, my name is Sylvester. Yes, I am Sylvester. You know that I don't feel ashamed. The same applies to this one. So the reason why we use 55 for this one is because my main aim was looking forward. I was looking for cost of sales. Remember, I was looking for the cost of sales. So I had to go to the cost. You remember how we did this and said I had to go to the cost and put a question mark because I was looking for the cost. You see now? And then I had to check, okay, which amount will I use to find cost of sales? I wanted to use sales. I know my sales, and the sales was how much? 118. I came to the sales and said my sales was 118. That's why I had to show you those calculations before we came to this section. Can you see? I had to do it like this first. And thereafter, remember, the minute I put question mark here, it means this will go on top. And where I know the amount, and this will go at the bottom. So that's why I said my calculation looked like this. I had said 55 divided by 100. Can you see now? Times 118,956.52. Do you still remember this, guys? Do you still remember this? It is still useful. Very, very, very useful, please. It is still very useful. Can I see yes, 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 if you remember this? So you still have to analyze like this so that you cannot be confused. So if it is on cost, you analyze like this. On selling price, you analyze like this. So if this thing here, this question here, they said it was on cost, I was supposed to do the same thing. Okay. I was supposed to say, okay, I'm looking for the cost here. I'll still put question mark here because the fact is I'm still looking for the cost. I'm just saying it was on cost. And I'll put the amount here. It depends which system are you using. I see, it was supposed to be like this. Right on the chat, how will the fraction look like here if it was on cost? Write it on the chat. Give me the fraction on the chat before I show you here. I can see Mekele say 100. Please write it down. Mekele cannot be the only person who writes it here. You all agree with Mekele? Please, do you all agree with Mekele? Thank you so much for that. Who else agrees? If I ask those ones who don't agree so that I can ask them why are they not agreeing? Yet agrees. Asavela agree. Asavela said 145. Ungama said yes. Okay, I get you. So, can you see now? You say 100 over what? 145. Makele, you say last time you asked that we got it strong. I do understand. This is accounting. Eh? Can you see the difference now? Asavela said 145. Okay, Asavela, you can only say 145 if the question mark was on 145. Do you understand that, Asavela? If this question mark was on 45, it means I'm looking for it. You put it on top. For the one that you're looking for, you always put on top. So it's going to be 100 over 145. Are we together, Asavela? Guys, don't forget this, ne? McKay, are you okay? Thank you so much. So I think it's all about practicing. Can you see now? These things are very much important. Very much important. You know, honestly speaking, I wanted to continue and show you some other things, but after this, I think if I give you more, you're going to erase whatever we've done. Do you think that you can still take more, or can we just say, call it a day? What do you think? Because I think we did a lot. The exercise was too short, but because we had to explain, I think we had a lot on our plate today. So can I continue? Call it a day. Okay, let's see. Let me wait from others. I want to see or everyone must say something. Okay. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you. Yes, you see me tomorrow, eh? Yes. You see me tomorrow. So please all bring these answers. You must bring them tomorrow in class, ne? Bring these answers in class because I'm going to show you something from these answers. So go and make sure that you add them. I want the totals tomorrow. I'm going to ask you for the totals for tomorrow, okay? So make sure that when I ask you for those totals and you give me those totals, okay? Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I think we did a lot. We struggled, but I think we had an idea of what's going on, okay? I appreciate